I'm starting out on Mount Baldy Road, heading up to Icehouse Saddle Trailhead. So the restrooms at the trailhead. Access to water is at the lower elevations. So here at the lower elevations of Icehouse Canyon, and then on the other side of the loop at the lower elevations of Bear Canyon. Here's a split in the trail. I came up this way. So to the left is Chapman Trail. Icehouse Saddle is 4.3 miles. And here is the Icehouse Canyon Trail, and the saddle is only 2.6 miles. I've never taken the Chapman Trail, but maybe one day. I am curious. But it is going to be a long day, so I'll just keep to the Icehouse Canyon Trail. Going along switchbacks now. I'm still in Icehouse Canyon. The saddle is along this way. I see in my Garmin device that Timber Mountain is straight that way. So the Three Tees Trail goes along here. Then my plan is to go off trail and go to the top. The higher elevation in the canyon, you go up a series of switchbacks. Shouldn't be too far from the saddle at this point. I can tell I'm getting close to the saddle. Icehouse Canyon gets kind of tedious pretty quickly with all the switchbacks. Be nice to get in the sun too, warm up a bit. I made it to the saddle. This is a major junction for a bunch of different trails. Here's Icehouse Saddle coming up here, or Icehouse Canyon coming up here. So we are here. From here you can go to Ontario and head back to Bighorn, and then go across here and go up to Cucamonga Peak. I did that. That's a nice full day. There's some other trails here. I'm going to go down the Three Tees Trail. So here's Timber Mountain, my first stop, and Telegraph Peak, and then Thunder Mountain, and then go on to Baldy Notch, and then further to Mount Harwood, and then Mount San Antonio. Going along the Three Tees Trail. And obviously there's switchbacks, there's people walking up there. It's still pretty early on the Three Tees Trail, making my way up. And looking to the southwest, there's Ontario Peak. This here is Bighorn Peak. And Cucamonga Peak. Oh, I don't see Cucamonga Peak. It might be behind this thing here. I don't think that's Cucamonga Peak. I think that's a bit further away. All right, continuing on to Timber Mountain. I've got to zigzag up this way. I didn't realize there was a trail to Timber Mountain up to the peak. I'm gonna go up to the peak, Timber Mountain, come back down, get back on the Three Tees Trail, and make my way to Telegraph Peak. All right, I peak bagged Timber Mountain. First time I've been here. I got some nice views of the trees. And Telegraph Peak. All right, my next destination is Telegraph Peak. All right, I'm back on the Three Tees Trail. Now on to Telegraph Peak. Looks like I'm coming to a low point, at least on this side of Telegraph Peak, and then it's going to be up, up, up until the other side, and then it's going to be down, down, down again. I remember that. A bunch of switchbacks on the other side. Well, this is that low point area. It's a windy gap, scenic. I came from this way. It's Timber Mountain. Assume it's a series of switchbacks to get up to Telegraph Peak. It is a series of switchbacks now. Going up, up, up. There's Timber Mountain. And heading up this way. I'm getting there. It's just up, up, up. Many switchbacks. I'm nearing the high point of the Three Tees Trail. So Telegraph Peak is going to be up here. I'm coming up on the north side. Oh, that's funny. I thought Telegraph Peak was going to be on my left, which would be right up there. But it's actually this peak that's further up ahead a little bit. Oh, it's being hidden by the trees now. Anyway, it's just right up here a little bit. Well, this is a badly marked trail here. I came up this way on the 3 T's, the sign here. So the 3 T's trail continues this way. And I am assuming, based on someone scratching here, that to get to the top of Telegraph Peak, you follow the trail here. Yeah, the trail is leading to this peak that I saw earlier. Okay, I made it to Telegraph Peak. Popular place, beautiful view. That's either Mount Baldy or the peak behind it, whichever one is highest. My next destination is the last of the 3 T's, Thunder Mountain, which is right down there. This may be Baldy Notch down here, the ski resort. Looking off to, I think this is the north. And I think I gave the wrong peak before for Ontario. I remember hiking up to Ontario and there were a couple of false peaks. I think maybe I was looking at this one here because I was way down there. But Ontario is up here. I am back at the 3 T's trail, and now it's on to Thunder Mountain. Here's Thunder Mountain, getting closer to that. You can see the trail going up. And later in the day, I'll be up in here. I'm at this other low point. Came from this direction. Then we'll be going up to Thunder Mountain next. Almost at the top. Okay, I bagged Thunder Mountain. So I did all 3 T's. Again, a beautiful view. See, this should be Telegraph Peak, Ontario Peak. I'm gonna go on to Mount Harwood and Mount San Antonio. I'm heading down a shortcut from Thunder Mountain. So the next stop is Baldy Notch, which is not very far away. I think this is Baldy Notch right down here. I guess I forgot how long this road is. They're doing something with water over there. Maybe some kind of water reclamation. I don't know. Next up for me is the Devil's Backbone Trail, and follow that to Mount San Antonio summit, the Mount Baldy. I'm also curious about Mount Harwood. But before I do that, I just like to camp somewhere shady, have something to eat. Let's see, it's 11:30. I've been going since 5:30, and let's see, I've gone 10.27 miles, and I estimate this loop to be about 21 miles, 20 to 21, so I'll call it halfway done. So, long way to go. I guess the easy part's over, maybe. We'll see. I find oranges and grapes to be food of the hiking gods. So I brought both, but for right now, I'll just munch on some oranges. Well, that was pleasant. Ate some orange, got some rocks out of my shoes, and had a nice little rest. So this is the road I came down to get, from Thunder Mountain. And so from Thunder Mountain, I'm just going to go straight to get to Mount San Antonio, Mount Baldy. This is Baldy Notch here in the corner. This road down here, this leads to a place called Manker Flats. I think there's Manker Flats campgrounds, and it's possible to do a loop hike from Manker Flats, park down there, and you come up here, and you go to Mount Baldy, and then you can loop around, and then do a nice loop hike. I think that's 10 to 11 miles. I suppose if you wanted, you could also do what I did, park around Icehouse Canyon Trailhead, and then do the 3 T's, and then go down here to Manker Flats, and then follow the road back to your cars. I forget what the name of the road here is, but you just follow that to Mount Baldy Road, make a left, and then find your car. Okay, for me, I think the sign said 3.5 miles to Mount Baldy. I wonder if this is a water tower. Oh, I think the road to Manker Flats has a working ski lift, even this time of year. It's kind of cheating, but you know, what the hell, save some energy. Oh, it's tough going up a slope where people ski down. I wonder if this peak up here is Mount Harwood, and then Mount San Antonio is like further the other way and higher. I've reached the Devil's Backbone Trail. It just kind of goes up this way. Looking back at the little patch I came over so far, you can see Baldy Notch down in the distance. Yeah, Thunder Mountain above it, Telegraph Peak. Yeah, nice view here. All right, it is still up, up, up. I started feeling like I had a headache, which could well be due to the altitude. So I just took 2 Tylenol and I think it's a 20 milligram dose of CBD. I don't know if that helps with altitude sickness, but maybe nausea, headache. I'm closing in on Mount Harwood. Yeah, there's a good drop. I'm closing in on Mount Harwood over here. But from here now, I see Mount Baldy in the distance. So I'm getting up there. I've really been crawling along the trail. I have not been setting any speed records, but I've been coming along. I've been doing it. So Mount Baldy is right up there. And at this point in the trail, there's a split. And I see on my Garmin that Mount Harwood is just right up there. So I'm just going to take this trail. I'm going to peak bag Mount Harwood. I've wanted to do this for years. Same thing with the 3 Ts. I am on top of Mount Harwood. So can't say I didn't get to Mount Harwood. Beautiful view up here. You got the 3 Ts. Well, I can identify Telegraph Peak, the tallest one. I think this is Cucamonga Peak there in the distance. Yeah, Ontario Peak that we looked at 100 times. All right, one last peak. That is Mount San Antonio, aka Mount Baldy. So I came up from over this way. I'm just going to follow the trail here going down. I assume it gets back, or it gets to the trail that now leads up to the top. This is an interesting thing. Well, the trail ended right there. I guess that trail was just to that device. Might have to backtrack and go back down the way I came up Mount Harwood. I thought it was my imagination, but I picked up a really very faint trail, and it led to what looks like a real trail. So I'm following that now. Hopefully it leads me out of here. The trail disappears and reappears, but yeah, if you just keep heading in this direction, yeah, you'll find the trail again. So I'm just following it. Looks like it's going to be fine. All right, I'm intersecting the main trail again. I assume this is still called the Devil's Backbone Trail. And now it's up, up, up to Mount Baldy. This is looking back at Mount Harwood. I just basically followed the ridgeline back to the main trail. There's some big mountains in the background, and that is to the east and southeast. So I'm assuming these are in San Bernardino County. So these are probably Mount San Gorgonio, Mount San Bernardino, maybe Mount San Jacinto. I made it up to this sign. Baldy Notch ski area, 3.25 miles. And when you're coming up from the opposite way, that's a long 3.25 miles. I see people over here. I'm hoping this is the top. It is the top. Thank goodness. I made it to the peak. So from here, I'm heading to Mount Baldy Village, 6.5 miles away, and there's a little walk to get to my car.
Yeah, right. I'll be closing this one.
There's quite a few people up here. I'm not sure how they got up here. Maybe Manker Flats. From the peak, I'm going to continue west to get down to that Baldy village. There's looking back at Mount Baldy. I had thought that it was all the way down from there, but I have to at least finish going up here. So at least it's not as steep as going up to Mount Baldy on the other side. A couple of cairns here at the peak. Oh, there's a little one over there too. Well, maybe, hopefully, it's downhill all the way from here. I am on the wrong trail. I need to be down there. So I'm going to see if I can just keep going down that way. Might have to bushwhack down there, but it doesn't look like it's so far away. The terrain's a little bit slippery, but it's not too bad. And I'm making my way to the trail. To save some time from having to back up, figure out, I probably have to back up all the way to the top of Mount Baldy. I'm getting closer. So far, really not a problem. I'm back on the trail I needed to be on. That was kind of a nice little mini adventure. Just coming down that other trail, down the slope. All right, I'm just going to follow my GPS track and get down to that Baldy village still. Yeah, this trail looks familiar to me now. I remember coming up around there. There's a different perspective on the mountains I went through. So that's up to Mount Baldy. I can see Baldy Notch right over in there. Might not come out in the video. And then, yeah, Telegraph Peak is the highest peak in the distance there. I do believe that's Cucamonga and Ontario. All right, I'm still heading down. I see the trail down there, so continuing on this way. I see streets down there, so that's a good sign. There's Icehouse Canyon Trailhead. I'm not parked there, but I'm parked along the street leading up to it. Well, I made it to Bear Flats, a little campground. Good, getting close to a street and some homes. Okay, I am off the Mount Baldy Trail. That's 6 miles to Mount Baldy summit. That's a 5,800 foot elevation gain. We're coming down 5,800 foot elevation loss. And that is tough. That is very tough. All right, at this point, I get on a street. I find my way to Mount Baldy Road and then back to my car. I just came from Bear Canyon Road, which is actually accessed from a parking lot. I'm going to turn left on Mount Baldy Road. I have completed the loop. I've never been so happy to see this beaten up old car.